when things kind of hit the fan early last year in 2020, how did that affect you, your family? I mean, touring, money. What did COVID do for the last 18 or 20 months with Ron Hortman?
COVID stopped the bank like completely. No more shows. That source of income was thrown out the window. But it taught me that I could survive without it, and it showed me what's really important. So I started reevaluating my entire life as far as what means the most to me, like as far as my family in those situations. So now it makes me think twice about gigs. Like, well, you know what? Whereas I would take everything that was shot my way, now you got to think about it. Oh, you're exposing yourself to possibly COVID, and you can get sick, and it'll stop you from performing for a couple of weeks. So now I try to think about that when I take a gig. So if it's close to me, I'll do it because I'm home. I can be home, but a lot of stuff that I would take before, I just won't do it now.
Yeah, and I know because we talked about that because a couple of times, even a couple of months ago, one of my Comedians Uncorked shows, I think it may have invited you, or I just said, "Hey, are you doing anything?" Because I really haven't even seen you much on social media, and you're like, "I'm just kind of laying low right now, man." And that's not a bad thing. I know a lot of comedians, even our New York and LA buddies and stuff like that, who were hurting for work. Some of them are like, I'm just going to have to maybe just get a real job for now and just kind of lay low a bit.
I'll be back on the horse here soon. I'm just getting over the vid. I got the vid a couple of weeks ago, and so once I get healthy, I'll start back up again. It feels good.
You're one of the first people I thought of a couple of years ago when everything shut down. So it's great to hear. I mean, are you back kind of like where you were, like on a good roll every week?
Getting there. No, it's not every week yet, but I mean, it's definitely a lot better than it's been the past 2 years. It's way more consistent. I mean, I think even this past December, that was like the first time I had 3 weeks in a row of work since since the start of everything,
Yeah. So, I mean, your whole thing is, you're on the road constantly.
Most comics work the road. Like I live on it,
Yeah.
My rent just went up to $4.49 a gallon,
every Monday. So, and after a year, I started getting on the mic thing, and then kind of like the pandemic happened, so that kind of been shut down. But an opportunity came at the Laugh Factory when the pandemic was happening. They were doing this YouTube thing where they would like film comedians, and no one was in the audience, and they wanted to do like 20 minutes. And a lot of their regular guys that they both didn't want to do that, felt that they didn't feel like. But I was like, I'll do it. So I don't care. I'll do it.
It was just like an empty room.
It was an empty room, and they put it on YouTube. But you're telling jokes to an empty room for like 20 minutes, like nothing. So, but
it's like open mic.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's funny with Netflix. Like the first time I ever really caught up to Netflix was like the pandemic, where I finally saw all the shows people would bring up to me. I watched everything, dude. Pat, I watched season 2 of that Yule Log Fireplace.
I love it. It just always seems the same to me.
I blame the whole pandemic on Tom Brady.
Right.
And the crowd goes, whoa, and they start booing. And I look at them and I go, wait, I've never been booed for saying Tom Brady's name. They're booing me. Normally I say Tom Brady, they boo him.
Yes. In the last couple of years, with all the craziness going on, how has it affected you, your family, your career? I mean, how's everything going?
Going great now. I mean, during the pandemic, I actually got a job. Everybody else was taking unemployment. My dumb ass. Well, I was stuck at home with my kids. I was like, maybe there's somewhere else I could be.
You did the Brady. I got to go.
Okay. So I drove for Amazon for a short period of time.
Okay.
Which was people like, I was a hero, Pat. Do I have my cape on? Do I have my cape? Yeah. People, that word got thrown around pretty lightly, huh? They're like, hey, thank you, heroes. I'm like, listen, a fat, stoned, out-of-work comedian that brings you a Keurig is not a hero, okay? No. Tom Brady is a hero.
He's a hero. With you, was it the Irish Comedy Tour you doing stuff with?
I've been on the Irish Comedy Tour for about 12 years. This year, I kind of took a break. I'm staying home. Gotta be honest, man. I'm sick of traveling and this whole mask thing on the plane, and so this year I kind of stayed around here.
Have you noticed if it's either maybe like this post-pandemic or people have been pent up for a couple of years. Have you noticed at live shows, any audience members just being a bit more aggressive with things? Have you noticed? We've been noticing this at some clubs down here that I've never seen before. Have you noticed that at all up there?
I think so. I think, with the whole, everybody gets to be famous, you know what I mean? All it takes is a phone and whatever. And people have been, and it's, when I was younger, I didn't mind engaging with the hecklers and stuff, but now I'm just like, can you please? It's so rude.
Right.
Look, if it's going badly, I'm not saying you should do it, but I understand it. But it's happening on great shows, and people are, and you're like, look, I had a plan.
I know. I hope it's not Corona. I mean, I already had that, so I don't think it is. It doesn't feel like it.
John Jacobs rolling with the Rona.
I know it.
You're engaged. So when are we looking at?
We're hoping this year, but but she's got a pretty big family, and with COVID either ramping up or ramping down, like we don't know if we should bring everybody together. I'd feel horrible if we kill grandma on a lovely day.
Right? Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys experienced it at all? COVID? Have you gotten it? You've been
I don't know if I had COVID, but I was sick like a couple of weeks ago. I was like, to me, it felt like I had a cold, my annual cold. But nowadays, you don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
Like, I mean, I don't know, but I mean,
about
I
you,
never
Pat?
lost like taste or anything like that or smell. So
I did have it for about 8 days or so, 9 days in like late August, early September of last year. I don't know where I got it. I remember actually I was eating at Snappers with my girlfriend, and it was a Tuesday night, and I dropped her off, and just on the way home, out of the blue, just got chilled. Couldn't get warm. And then, and she's vaxxed. I'm not. And the funny part is she had like a little rash on her legs, which was like one of the side effects if you had the vaccine and may have had COVID. So she goes,
Oh, shit.
I could have given it to you, Pat. She goes, just by kissing, I could have given it to you. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But at 8-9 days, I lost smell and taste for a few days, but thank God everything was fine. And then my doctors told me that right now, plus I got that monoclonal antibody shots.
Oh yeah, those are supposed to be like where it's at.
Yes, so I got it, but you have to do it while you're sick, which I did. And my doctor and then my other friend's doctor both said, right now your antibodies are pretty, even though you're not vaxxed, they said your antibodies are pretty darn strong right now for just in general. So I said, okay, I'll take that for right now. But I mean, knock on wood, I got through it pretty okay.
Yeah, me too. It was weird though.
Comedians Uncorked.
Don't forget to check out our Comedians Uncorked YouTube channel and just click on that subscribe button. Thanks.